But now, the Republican National Committee in current times is, and for the last many years, it is simply the political wing of the Trump Organization. The Trump Organization is a corrupt business entity. That's figurehead is one Donald John Trump. Donald John Trump is a famous confidence man in the 1980s and 1990s who bankrupted a series of companies with the fortune that he inherited, was sued a bunch, had a lot of racial and sexist scandals surrounding him. He was a tabloid celebrity throughout the 1980s and 1990s, who then became the host of a game show, business-themed game show, a few years after another bankruptcy. That's who he specifically is, that specific individual. And the Trump entity, the Trump Organization, its main purpose is to promote one Donald John Trump. And so the Republican National Committee has now been completely subservient to that organization and its head, one Donald John Trump, who's been using the power of the presidency to enrich himself lavishly, fully out in the open. It's not a secret. It's not some breaking story. He's received massive amounts of monies because he's the president. Yeah. We also pay him to go golfing at resorts that he owns, so he gets paid at the back end too, because we have to pay for all the Secret Service to go, and he does that a lot. It costs millions and millions of dollars. So he's a massive expense in more ways than one, that one particular individual. But an entire organization, when we are only presented two options, one entire organization being completely subservient to one person, a known to be corrupt person for decades now, you know. It's not a good look. It's not our best look. It is not our worst look. We've had some bad looks over the years. Um, as much as you, the anti-woke person, don't want to admit that our history is kind of spotty. It's not it's not pristine. I know you think it is, but it isn't. It's kind of dirty and messy. The history of the United States of America. Part of the history of the United States of America is the understanding of race relations. Donald Trump is very inept and incompetent in more ways than one. And one of his incompetence is his understanding of people. He understands people in a certain particular way, like how to manipulate them. Certain types of people. Other types of people he can't manipulate because we see through the mirage so easily that it's confusing as to why others don't see through it. I get that Donald Trump doesn't have 666 tattooed on his forehead or a swastika or something like that, but pitchfork and horns. His son-in-law does own 666 Park Avenue. I know, though. I know that's nothing. It's nothing at all. Even when you add it all into the other mountain of shit that is his resume, if you want to call it that. What's your defense again? Joe Biden? Kamala Harris being woke is dumb? Hey. Yeah, so because I've had live conversations with the MAGA folk. If you can kind of corral the conversation in a very particular way, stay clear of anything that might, because once you kind of go right at like the MAGA thing, it's like, ooh, I have no idea. I kind of lose all ability to communicate with them. I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Donald John Trump is a famous confidence man. Whatever your thoughts are on Democrats is, you know, I agree with some of that, I guess, or something, you know, like I want to meet you in the middle, but it's more like, what does that have to do with Donald John Trump is a confidence man? He's famous for conning people. Even the people that are closest to him, they genuinely think that he's always going to be there for them. No, he'll stab them in the back at any point. We've seen it time and time again. His closest advisors, he turns on. I don't know, and he's been doing it for decades. But you know, so this is not us at our best. So I'm hoping it's just the Jesus. He was wandering around on the roof of the White House the other day. Was that real or was that AI? There's different camera angles of it, and so it's like, yeah, no, it was real, but it's like I don't really want to believe it was real. Like, how farcically stupid and absurd does it need to get before a higher percentage of the folks are like, we can do better? You know, like we can. You gotta want to though. He's one of our worst. Democrat, blah blah blah. I know being woke is dumb. Okie doke. But anyway, Donald John Trump needs to go. We got to figure out a better way. So, whether you're awake or not. So, onward and upward, peacefully and quickly. Stay safe out there. Amen.